We've got an overcast day today. I've got drip running in all 4 of my greenhouse beds. And this is kind of my janky hose setup that I have. And I bust out the 2 new drip kits to put in both of the walkways that I recently planted. I was thinking that the spacing would be fine if I had just 3 hoses. In this greenhouse, I actually set it up with 4 hoses, but they're spaced a little bit tighter than the existing beds because I don't have as wide a bed here. And yeah, so the plan with both of these is that I need to make up some hoses like these, get them on the ends here and run them out.
Oh no, I have noodle arms.
Yesterday was another perfect day to get work done in the greenhouses, finish up my little hose project. But I had like noodle arms and I was so tired that I just like the idea of thinking my way through hoses and stuff was just too much. So, you know, I could have had the stamina to thin some carrots or to weed my raspberry patch, but you know, because I felt like I had to first get my hoses done, I didn't get anything done. So today, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is pull off this row cover from this 40-foot bed of a lofty salad mix that I seeded a few weeks ago. Cover off. And the Jang Seeder did a really nice job seeding this bed. So that's pretty cool. Can you see how huge this kale is? Oh my God, look how huge this kale is. This is my hand. This is a kale leaf. And so I was gonna do Operation Frozen Kale and save a bunch of kale, put it in the freezer for myself this winter. I don't know if I have enough freezer space. And I'm going to be over here weeding the raspberry patch. So normally I like to do the crappy jobs that I don't like first and then do the fun jobs last. But right now I'm starting with dessert first because I've just been wanting to get in here and weed this raspberry patch. There's a bunch of volunteer potatoes that are shading out the raspberries. Alrighty, so the raspberry plants are dug out. I left a few bok choy where I didn't think they'd be a problem. And patches of chamomile. I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. My foxgloves. And more bok choy. None of these plants have any buds on them, so I don't know how these guys are gonna make berries before the end of summer, but we'll see. Be careful, little feller. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I had to do a bunch of running around in town today. I'm just now getting back to my projects in the garden. It's 7:30 in the afternoon, or the evening, I guess it would be. And that would be next up, thinning carrots. Hi, I'm out here at 7 in the morning, 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm not a morning person. But it's supposed to be a hot day today, so I need to harvest stuff. And so I need to be out here before it gets too hot, which it's gonna get too hot by the time I'm done, but that's okay. Starting in the greenhouse, I really need to get the drip on my greenhouses going and the greenhouse beds. And because I was a dork and I didn't get the walkway drip irrigation completely set up, I'm gonna have to hand water this morning like a dork. Okay, that's where I'm gonna start. Okay, this is me, people, paying for my sins. Shall we check on our carrots? Let's see what our carrots look like. There's a little baby carrot. Oh, Dios. Paying for my sins, folks. I'm really tempted to yank out this row of lettuce that's right in front of these cucumbers. I've got a lot of lettuce. These have been picked a bunch of times. Give more light to my little cucumbers. I think I'm gonna do it. Oy. Dudes, I desperately need a new planting of orach, and I probably need more baby chard too. This baby chard is like, the leaves are way too big, and I've got that patch out in the garden. I need more doodads, folks. A little bit of small leaf chard and orach. I am cutting my first outdoor half bed of Salanova lettuce. Oh my goodness. These guys are monsters. Oh my gosh. How am I gonna do this? Okay. Lettuce. I just got half of my red and I barely could stuff it into this one tub. Instead of like last week, I think I had 15 pounds total of greens for my mix. I need probably at least 20 pounds. And so I'll get 20 pounds of lettuce out of this bed, plus, I don't know, 5 or so pounds of chard. I got 2 tubs of red, and this is my second tub of green. I did end up leaving some of the little lettuce heads that were pretty small. But this is interesting. Oh, there's me. This is green, sweet, crisp Salanova lettuce. And in the past, I've planted red, sweet, crisp, but they didn't have that seed, so I got the red incised. And actually, this red produces a lot better, and it's actually kind of nice, delicate leaf. So I may go with that in the future. You can see my field of garlic greens, which I'd like to pick and sell, but I think I'm gonna wait because I'm afraid if I take the garlic out of this patch that will the crane fly larvae come back and eat everything? I'm sitting here harvesting baby chard in the sun, staging into a tote in the shade. Well, I ended up prepping about twice as much by volume of lettuce mix compared to last week, so what a chore. I'm now out here to get the green onions. I got a request for 24 green onions. Got all these little green onion guys. And these ones in the back, they're actually pretty big. Some of them, you know, are decent sized anyway, so I'm gonna grab these. I probably have about, I don't know, 6 pounds of lettuce mix left after all my orders came in. So I called the senior center and I'll probably drop that by for them on Monday. But what I'm doing right now is harvesting last minute my kale and chard. And I'm gonna, you know, because I would have harvested earlier, but I don't have enough refrigeration space. I've been harvesting out of these ones over here, but today I'm doing this Monstromo kale harvest and a little bit of chard from this bed over here that is choking in clover. I've got my kale and chard in totes with an ice pack in the shade. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Just eating my popsicle. I just got back from my deliveries and everything went smoothly. I got it done within an hour. That was crazy. But I had an extra kale. So either I harvested too many or I shorted somebody today. Oh my God. Hello everyone, my name is Catherine Ivy. I am out here in the garden at 6:30 in the morning. Okay, before I get the drip started on these beds, I am gonna go ahead and pull out that other row of lettuce back behind the cucumbers there, just to give them more space, because I think I have enough lettuce. Now I just pulled out this other row, and I'm leaving the outer 2 rows of lettuce just in case I need backup for some reason. But that gives my little cucumbers here a little bit more breathing room. And I totally sleazed my way around dealing with the drip irrigation on this walkway bed of lettuce. And can you see? I've got a hose set up that I stole from this bed of lettuce in this greenhouse where the soil is plenty damp because there's, you know, lots of vegetation coverage in the soil, so we're not getting as much evaporation. So that's plenty wet. So I've got all of the beds going on drip except for this one here, which I think, you know, I'm going to pull out this lofty lettuce mix and plant orach today if I'm good. Like, I could do that right now. But check this out, folks. Can you see? This is my little foxglove flower that I let grow in here. Look at him. Hello. I'm a happy flower. Okay, ready? Okay, we're ready for sure this time.
Dum 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 dee dum 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 bum 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 bum.
So I think the lofty salad mix seed that I put in here before would have been fine. It's just that when I seeded it, it was right before we had a week of really hot weather, and so I just really couldn't keep the soil wet. We've got a number of days of overcast and rain forecast, and so I'm hoping I can just keep this orach seed wet. I think what I'm going to do, if I have time, is get some compost, some mostly composted seaweed, throw it on these 2 beds, and Jang seed it with baby greens. But what I'm going to do first, before that, is I've really got to get out here in the garden and just hit everything really quickly with a hoe before it gets to a hand weeding situation. Okay, folks, so I am done weeding, and I even went through the pathways with the Haas wheel hoe, which I did a video on a while back. And now you'll see that there's a weed situation here and here, which I let go to hell because I figured, oh, I've got to dig this drainage ditch out anyway. This is me, la la la, cutting clover. But you know what I need? I need a tub for the slugs in case I run into a slug. Oh, I need to capture it. Now, if I cut all this clover, what will the slugs eat? Will they eat my chard instead? Alrighty, so I cut all the clover underneath my little chard buddies, and they can see the light now. I'm gonna leave the clover growing underneath the kale since they're not being completely shaded out. Normally what I do partway through the season is I plant another succession of bok choy at the bed ends. You know, this is to attract away slugs from the other crops. But I've noticed that they just end up bolting to seed this time of year. So what I was thinking was, if the weather continues like this, basil could grow outside, and slugs love basil. And if the weather gets crappy and it's rainy and cold, radishes will grow, and slugs love radishes. So I'm just gonna throw a little bit of seed in there and just see how it goes. Hi folks, it just got overcast all of a sudden. Radishes, basil, and I'm having a popsicle break. Okay, folks, so I'm done. This didn't turn out as planned. The compost is chunky monkey, but that's okay. At least I got these beds amended, and if the peas don't get a disease and die off, I might build them a trellis. I guess that's everything. I didn't get to Operation Freeze kale for my personal use, but I harvested out of that monster bed right there of kale, and so things have been tamed for the time being, and I think that's everything. That's everything for now, and I'll see you guys next week.